So SEL means social emotional learning, and I think as far as our current society and where kids are coming from, they come to us in schools with all kinds of real life issues, and we need to tap into strategies, coping mechanisms, ways to grow their resiliency with their lives before they're ready to learn. So we do that through social emotional curriculum and activities that help teach them explicitly how to use strategies to make sure that they are able to do the things we ask them to do in their academics, that they have thriving social connections and relationships here at school, and that translates into their lives outside of school.
With the social emotional learning, I've noticed that kids' problem-solving skills are becoming a lot better across the board, where they're able to identify how they're feeling in social situations and academic situations. So if something's frustrating them, instead of shutting down, they have tools to help them, and they have all their strategies. Instead of just sitting there not knowing what to do or feeling frustrated or angry, they're able to handle those feelings, which has been huge for them.
So sort of aside from the zones of regulation, it's really important, I think, to develop strong relationships with your students in order to help them to become available to learn. So we started with a sense of community in our classroom where the children know each other, they know each other well, we all understand that we're all coming in from a different place and we're going to work together to get to a spot. It's, you work stronger and better together than you can separately. And then after we sort of developed our community in our classroom, we really felt strongly that we wanted to develop our community as a grade. So as fourth grade, we worked together to own all of the students. As staff, really understand and know all of the students, and the students understand each other, which allows them to grow their community and be open and available to learn in different ways, in different spaces in the building. We sort of share each other. We get together, talk about our week together. We try to maintain a common thread throughout the whole week. We have a mantra. In the morning, you'll hear our mantra this week is effort is everything. We tied that to our project we're working on in school, the Super Bowl. Things that are hard makes it's things are going to feel hard, and that's okay.
I have a personal quote that I really like. It's do not pray for an easy life, pray for the strength to endure a difficult one. So that's what SEL I feel like is really all about.
So the activity that we're doing in our advisory group is called Escape the Room. And the kids in the advisory, there's clues taped up around the room, and the kids need to work together to find the answers to the clues that will give them a code that will allow us to unlock the door.
The second number, I'm not sure what it's supposed to be.
No, Z. Dash and dash, right? Z.
Yeah, it's B-R-A.
Guys, Z. It's B or D?
It's B-R-A.
Dot.
Dash.
Wait, what's dash?
Through advisory groups, they're working together with kids that may not be friends with at other points during the day, so they come together in an advisory group and they're working together to solve problems and really real life application of organization, teamwork, and getting along with each other.
Because I thought it was the first time doing it, and maybe we should kind of get used to it. And that was your question about, and Ryan, yours too, I think, about the code over there with the cell phone. You were like, yeah.
There's a thing on the stand-up desk that said you had to give a code, and then the teacher would give you the phone.
Yeah.
And you
So-
use the QR code and you
So
find nothing.
I chose not to, but again, perhaps,
I think it's important for kids to learn this because we've noticed more and more that kids are coming to us with more anxieties, more stress, more concerns and worries. And it's our job to help them identify that and to manage those in a responsible, effective way. Our school's core values help shape the culture because it's the foundation and the definition of who we are. Our core values include things like caring, leadership, inclusion, respect, and it's important for students to understand what these core values are and how to apply them in real life situations, and feel that they are in a safe environment to do that. So it's our job to provide multiple authentic opportunities for students to learn about and apply these core values, not only in school, but out of school as well.
You know, one of the things that's been very beneficial here is having the responsive classroom curriculum, where children are engaged in morning meetings, and that helps build that sense of community and that sense of culture, you know, that we are all in this together. And that's also been a great resource tool to provide some of the social emotional curriculums.
For me, the whole thing of social emotional learning is really learning to be empathetic. Once you're able to learn to be empathetic and you're able to understand the context from where students are coming from or where somebody's coming from, you're able to build an acceptance. And then through that acceptance comes a relationship. Relationships are essential in education because it's through the relationship that we get a sense of trust. You can't learn anything in education without a sense of trust.
Give me a movie you're a fan of. Maybe we can find another fan of an 80s movie.
I like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger fan.
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay, there you go. There's a connection. There you go.
Healer. Movie over.
Anybody else want to share what they do when they're feeling stressed out? Okay, so let's take a look up here at some of the ways that they suggest. Eating healthy. Obviously, already help you out. Tend to overeat when we're stressed, or eat something like we call a comfort food. Can sometimes be not so healthy for us. Take time to yourself.
Social emotional learning in the preschool setting is really teaching kids the basics of getting along with others, working in a group, emotional regulation skills, and kindness and empathy. When we give these kids these foundational skills, we're really setting them up for success in the future, because studies have shown that students who participate in social emotional learning programs have a higher graduation rate and also a higher post-secondary education rate. So that's really important to me, to give these kids a good foundation before they move on from us at preschool.
Well, there are 4 zones. There's the blue zone, the green zone, the yellow zone, and the red zone. And the blue zone is when you're kind of feeling like bored or exhausted or sad or tired. And the green zone is when you feel good, you're ready to learn, and you're like calm. And the yellow zone is when you're like really excited and silly and you're really just like hyper. And the red zone is when you're like really mad, really frustrated, or just really, really, really sad.
Chad, can you stand in the blue zone for now? Let's just pretend you're in the blue zone and you're feeling really tired. Do you know what you can do to get in the green zone? You need to wake yourself up a little bit. So, how about this? You know what that looks like? It says jumping jacks. Can you show us jumping jacks, Scott, Chad? Just see if that helps you. Here, you stand up. Ready?
What
Do you have any jumping jacks? Guys.
So basically we sit in a circle and we do it boy-girl, so we don't talk to other people, but we usually do. And we usually talk about like how to like use the zones, and like if somebody else is like in the blue zone, red zone, or yellow zone, how you react to it, and if they're in the green zone, how you react to it.
So there's this blue zone that you're in when you're worried or nervous about something or anxious, and I think we've seen a lot more of those students lately. That anxiety level's really high. So to say, oh, you're in the blue zone, I'm going to help you get out of that. Before, when I first started teaching, kids would be scared of that. To see kids like that, they would think, oh, you have to go talk to the guidance counselor right away. You have to leave, you have to get out of here. Whereas now it's handled in the classroom, where they create their own strategies to help them get back into that zone and to get them in a better place for learning.
So specifically to physical education, social emotional learning is something that we strive for the students to succeed in. We have what's called the affective domain of learning. In physical education, that's kind of the social aspect of physical education. I think in years past, physical education was just looked at as athletes coming in and playing sports, and physical education has evolved quite a bit to assess not only what you learn in sport, but what you can learn socially.
If they're interested in the health sciences, exercise science, the medical field as well. And I think having an outlet for those that want to learn more about that and then maybe pursue that in college, I think provides, it's just an awesome resource to have for the children to come in and actually be able to choose and elect to take that course.
This is a more active or proactive way of making sure that when you feel anxious, when you feel that no one, cares about you, or those normal feelings are going on, you can look back to these direct examples where some kid came up to you on a Monday and said, here is a sticker, right? You matter. Have a good day.
I think since we've been doing this stuff, a lot of people are more comfortable with talking about their troubles in school, whereas when I know I was a freshman, I had really bad anxiety and I wasn't very comfortable in my skin and I didn't really want to voice it. So I never felt like I had that opportunity. And then I got involved with obviously the guidance counselors, and then we did Mental Health Awareness Week. And I think that with my experience that allowed students to feel more comfortable to voice that they have anxiety.
Typically it was just students coming to us for support in our offices, and there was one-on-one counseling. And over the years we've increased to doing some social emotional learning classes. We've changed that to some group curriculum that we're doing.
Starting every class that I teach with 3 to 5 minutes of mindfulness. And again, I use an app. I use Calm.com quite a bit. This week we focused on love and kindness, that type of meditation. So you can do a meditation focused on the breath, on feeling and recognizing how the different parts of your body feel.
So we use yoga as a transition. So we do a lot of, pretty much every day for most transitions, I have a student choose a breathing exercise. So I have them up in the classroom and they have some choices. So one child will pick a breathing activity, and that often lends itself into yoga. So we'll do a few poses. Since it's a short attention span, we generally stick to 2 or 3 different poses.
Rise and Shine Yoga Club has been a staple here at Kennedy School since the spring of 2011. And in Rise and Shine Yoga Club, we focus on Kundalini Yoga, which promotes social emotional well-being. A big part of a children's yoga class in Kundalini Yoga would always involve a game. And so in the first yoga session for Rise and Shine Yoga, we always play the name game because it promotes a sense of togetherness, a sense of cooperation and community for all of the children when they know each other, and then they can call on each other by name. And they use the strategies during test taking or during situations with each other on the playground. I've had students start with me in 3rd grade and not leave until they're done with 5th grade, and then they tell me they continue to use yoga all the way through middle school.
So the 40% Club is a club I created this year, and there's a group of kids and I who actively try to cultivate happiness in our community, in our schools, and in ourselves.
I run Mindful Mornings. It's not a club. I don't want a stipend for it. It helps me as much as it helps anybody else when we do it. It's 7:15 a.m. before school, Monday through Thursdays. As long as I'm here at school, I open the doors to anyone.
It's called Active Minds, and that's pretty much a nationwide club that was founded to pretty much promotes the understanding of the different anxiety disorders and eating disorders and depression, and gives students a more understanding so they're not inclined to feel different.